Welcome to the Beef and Barnzy Show, special Weber Cup edition from Leicester. Is that right?
Leicester.
Leicester. There.
Lane number 7.
Lane number 7 here. It's a chain, much like Lucky Strike is in the United States. As you can see behind us, 6 lanes down here with string pins. Up above, 6 more.
They have, it used to be a train station. That's what this building was. It was the train station. So I learn something new every day.
It's been a unique week already here at the Weber Cup. And speaking of that, we're heading into another edition. Team USA on a 3-year winning streak following a 5-year losing streak. It has been a run here for quite a while.
The Weber Cup's always kind of been like that. It's kind of been like, you guys won 2, then we won 3, then you won 3, then 2 and 3 and 5 and now 3. It's never really been like back and forth 1-1-1. It's kind of a weird scenario, but I guess it's more in the Ryder Cup. The home field advantage plays a way bigger role. I guess the equivalent for us would be that you could the home team got to pick all the lane patterns. I guess would be kind of the equivalent of that.
So a little bit of horses for courses.
Yeah,
horses for horses. Yeah.
So that's kind of why I feel like one team gets on a run, it's a confidence boost. You feel, once you start, you get in a roll. At the start, if you've won the last 3 years, like if you guys get off to a good start, you feel like, oh, it's business as usual, blah 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 blah, and that's kind of how it's gone a lot the last few years, I think.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is with Europe having a lot of better players, I guess, but less turnover with those teams too. So when you get on runs, it's largely the same teams. This year you have one new member with Richie Teese.
Yeah.
And that's a departure from some of the traditional veterans like Martin Larsson and Oscar Palermo. Thomas Larsson came in last year as a debutante and was impressive in his first year.
Yeah, Thomas bowled really good last year. We struggled at the start last year. You guys got off to a really good start the first couple of sessions. I think we had you sweating a little bit towards the end. A little shorter this year though, only going at 18, not 23. So that's obviously going to play a bit of a bigger part. We've only got 4 sessions as well this year, whereas traditionally the Weather Cup's always been 5 sessions.
Yeah.
So the longer sessions, I don't know how that's going to play out really, because I think to us, having the longer sessions is actually good in a way because we have a lot less flexibility with our lineups. Mm-hmm. We kind of know where we're going to put guys, whereas for you have a few more options, it feels like. So not being able to change during the session is going to be, it's going to make a difference, I think.
Yeah, it will be interesting, and that'll be the toughest challenge from my side is we got the 4 guys, I think 4 out of the top 5 in the rankings right now, and they're all actually fairly good at a few things. So it's not really so clear cut who's going to bowl on the fresh versus the burn and some of that. So the practice sessions will come into play. Speaking of that, the lane's being built now over in the arena, so we have not been on it yet. Hopefully get a chance to get some games on there. We've been practicing here on the string pins a little bit, getting some shots in and ready, but.
Yeah, yesterday was kind of fun. The hot debate upstairs was how long the lane was. Me and Dom were like, you're out of your friggin' mind if you think that lane's 60 feet. Simo was trying to explain to me that it was because of the ceiling. Me and Dom were like, no, it's missing a panel.
Yeah.
So I got out the trusty iPhone this morning, used the LiDAR scanner, and it was 49 feet, 50 feet probably. So yeah, that's why Kyle's ball was still accelerating when it was going down the lane.
Yeah.
Vi seemed to have no problem with it.
Much like everywhere else he bowls right now, he just struck, and
it was a little rough for Kyle, I think. But I think he could see the funny side of it. But yeah, there was some quite strange leaves yesterday.
Yeah, we're here a little bit early. COVID testing, we have that is out of the way, waiting on the final results. But and then we'll have another quick test before a rapid test before we get going on Thursday, and then so the practice sessions, and we'll bowl in the different patterns. There's 12 patterns to pick from. Each team will get to pick 2. The sessions will be 8 matches in the first session, 9 in the second, 10 and 10. So
it's going to be Saturday's going to be that's going to be a long day.
20 matches in a day. So you could literally be
possibly 20
you could
matches
lose every match the first 2 days and still win. In theory.
Probably not going to try that out in practice.
Let's hope not either team gives that a go.
And you'd still have one game to play with.
Yeah, you can even lose one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, Thursday night, we'll have the Baker game, and then we'll have the Fans' Choice game will be involved. If you want to vote, you can head over to webercup.com. Check that out. You can pick which player you want to see from each team. From a European perspective, if you were to pick Jesper, we'd be more than happy. But right now, the main thing for us is that you pick Barnes.
Yeah, I guess we probably want, anybody else. Any of the other top 4 out of the 5. So.
Hashtag anybody but Barnes. Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, you're coming into this probably on the best form you've had all year. A couple of second-place finishes in the senior PBA Tour majors. Did that provide any confidence going in? I know you're a bit of a perfectionist and everything, but...
Yeah, it's actually at a level that's at least not so infuriating as the summer tour was. So playing at a higher level, now we'll see how it plays out in an environment like this where there's a lot more, well, not more stress, but there's stress, and then the level of competition is even higher than the senior tour. So, but yeah, feeling much better than I did 2 months ago, where I felt miserable, and got a chance to work with Mark Baker, then got some competition games, and got my feet back underneath me. So
yeah, I think both of us have got really good at second place recently. Unfortunately, second place this week sucks because that means you lost your game because you're only playing one person.
Yeah,
and your team lost, so you don't want to come second this week.
Not this week. I probably one of the more interesting things is we got 3 new guys, which hasn't happened in a while with that many new players. Richie coming in. What are you guys expecting out of him?
I think Richie's going to bring a lot of energy like he did on the PBA League. He was excellent in his debut with the new team, playing with Francois and Marshall Holman's team. No, I'm Monticelli's team. So he did really well in that environment, and I think that environment is the most similar to the Weber Cup. A lot of time off in between shots, like just, you got to be ready to go when it's your turn type of deal. So I'm looking forward to seeing Richie's energy and what he can bring. Richie's also really good when the lanes get messy. He can keep the ball pretty close to the head pin, which I don't necessarily think is a skill set that a lot of people have now with the higher rev rates and stuff. Agree. So I'm looking forward to what Richie can bring to the team.
Yeah, that's the biggest surprise with the PBA League was how demonstrative he was. Mm-hmm. And considering pretty a low-key kind of, I don't know if you stereotype an English conservative, he's low-key guy, and then
definitely keeps himself to himself.
And he was not that way in the league at all, and seemed to really relish being in that environment. And this is certainly a place where that comes to shine, as we saw when Kyle first came over here and wanted to be that guy, but hadn't really had that opportunity. Came here and really found his feet, and then that was really the springboard for his success, I think, on the actual tour. And,
so all I'm hearing here from Chris is that he thinks Richie's going to be PBA Player of the Year within 5 years. Anyway, moving on to your team. You've got Chris Vi, Mr. TV 300 this year. He's coming in. What do you like about his game, and where do you see him adding to your team?
Well, he's made 7 out of the last 8 major shows. The guy always looked like he had a great game. Obviously, he's fit. He's in great shape. His swing is straight. He does a lot of things very mechanically. It's very in line for a two-hander. And but the results never really bore fruit. And then 18 months ago, he added a slide in.
Yeah, I mean,
and a little bit of a
weird choice. He decided to slide.
He had a little flat spot at the bottom of his swing, and now he just makes every TV show when there's more than 20 games in the format.
Yes.
And
so not ideal for this week, then.
Maybe not. We'll find out though, because what are you both good on? The short, yes. The medium, yes. The long, yes. And he just bowls good, and super low key, easy personality. So he's a great fit for a team environment for sure. He's taking Bill O'Neill's place, so to speak, on that second in the points list. who's also a great team, guy from that standpoint, never makes waves and makes it easy for the other guys to kind of gel together. And so, I think that's been a bonus for us that whether he made it on points or not, he was going to be a pick because he was in the top 3 the last 2 years. So.
Yeah, and then of course you've got somebody personality-wise who is almost the polar opposite of Chris coming in with Doherty.
Yeah, in the theory, his nickname's the Rebel. He's kind of like, you see guys on different teams that when he's on the other team, the guys hate him, and when he's on their team, they all love him. And I've had a chance to bowl with Tom Doherty in the league for several years, and he's a great teammate. He's always been good for us. He's always been a stand-up. He's been a good teammate, and he's been really good in big situations for us. And so, him taking EJ's place, there'll be some pressure on him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A super tough call, but he had the best season he's ever had. He's one of the best he's ever bowled on the tour, maybe in his whole life, and felt like this was the right reward for having a season like that. And so.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Tom's really good in those. I think he thrives in that head-to-head environment. I think I think he's one of those guys who wants to find a reason to feel like the world doesn't like him.
This environment's perfect because there would be the entire crowd.
I was about to say, sometimes he doesn't have to try too hard to find that. Other times he finds it more challenging, definitely. Obviously, from your experience of bowling team, you've actually got 3/5 of your PBA league team.
Yeah.
So, maybe that was part of the picks, EJ. If you were on the same team as him, maybe you'd have been in.
We'll see what happens next year when I'm not kept. So.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a fight to the death. I hope we're still going at it Saturday night even.
Yes.
And may the best team win.
Well, that's what we're hoping.
And of course, you can catch it on live on Sky Sports the 14th to the 16th of October in the UK.
And in the US, you can catch it on DAZN, D-A-Z-N. It's live streaming. I believe it's $20 a month. You can sign up for the 1 month. You can catch all, hopefully 35 matches, and see that. And there'll be at great times at home because there'll be midday and early evening. So.